Good morning. As you can probably hear, I am just waking up. All I've done so far is my protocol, my hydrogen protocol, and now I'm going to do the water protocol. So, okay guys, this is kind of the clue here. People always ask me all the details about a lot of the stuff that I do. And basically, what I've tried to really try to narrow it down and make it easy for people is cleanliness or purity, in my personal opinion, is the best way to go when you're trying to quote unquote heal. And like right here, I'm cleaning my water this morning as I always do. So I'm filling up my carbon distiller because that's the best way to clean water. Again, if you want one of those, I get mine from mypurewater.com because they're really good. Made in America, really good customer service, blah, 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 So that's where I get mine. If you want a discount code, you can use Uprising144K if you like. It does help support the channel. But yeah, that's how I make the cleanest water. And of course, I already did my hydrogen protocol. I finally brought my water machine upstairs because I'm going to start showing you guys how I do the hydrogen protocol too, just because I think it'll be important for you guys to see how it's done as they say. Now I'm going to put some minerals in here, but yeah, purity. And when I mean purity, as far as purity for, in my opinion, health, I mean, we're talking about the cleanest water. As you can probably see, I'm a little, I don't want to say obsessive, but probably just very passionate about the cleanest water, the cleanest hydrogen, the cleanest lifestyle, because in the end, what I'm really talking about is the cleanest, what's the word I'm looking for? The cleanest blood, really. And of course, nutrient-filled blood. So let's see here. This is almost ready. Show you guys how I'm doing this one. There's a little line in there that shows you when to stop. And I'm actually putting reverse osmosis water in here. Don't have to. You could literally put, oh, what's this? Like something on the machine. That's interesting. Interesting. You know why that's interesting? Because usually that has something to do with the water. But it's almost like, I don't know if that's mineral or what that is. But yeah, I put the reverse osmosis water in there and then I'll just run it through this one. I mean, this will really eliminate everything. Reverse osmosis is okay, but it won't remove everything, especially parasites, bacterias, the things of this nature, worms, viruses. Like, people don't realize that this stuff's in our water. And I guess if you want to see how I fire it up, it's pretty simple, really. There's a few different models. This is just one of the models I have. There we go. That's how easy it is. Okay, and then what we really want to do, oh, good morning. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. What we really want to do, like I said, in my personal opinion, purity is extremely important. So that's why we're purifying our water to the highest degree, by the way. I know people think, well, carbon filter's good enough, or I think this is good enough. Guys, let me tell you, in my personal opinion, no, it's not good enough. I know it seems like it's good enough. Hey, good morning, Checkmate Supreme. What a name, brother. Checkmate Supreme. Are you a chess player? I used to play chess. It's fun. Yeah, so first, purity, right? So that's the reason that these ingredients you're about to see next, I chose them based on their high purity content. And basically, specifically, is this one. This is the, really the most important one. Purium powder, all from food. Very pure. I am very glad actually I found this company, because I used to use a different product that I wasn't as pure. It was all organic and everything, but it just wasn't as pure. And I was looking for the higher purity, and I'm really surprised actually how much better my blood looked, because I get my blood checked every, a lot of times I was doing it multiple times a year, at least once a year. And this stuff has been Oh, and it smells so good. It really smells like fresh food. I don't know what it is about that stuff. I think they just did a really, really good job with it. This is just some minerals, and this little pack is unnecessary. This is something that the company could just kind of send me to try out. So trying it out. I know it'll go bad if I don't use it, so I'm throwing it in a smoothie. And then this one is just raw cacao. Raw cacao being extremely good for you. Maybe I could pull it up on the computer when I'm done with this smoothie, and we could talk about raw cacao if you want. But one of the bigger things, I just always know that, I mean, it has good minerals, good nutrients, but there's something about it that I believe that I bet you it has more than one thing, of course. But I remember reading something about it appearing to activate stem cells, which is really, really, important. Okay, now today, somebody, one of my viewers kept kind of bugging me about it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I did it, and here we are. I don't know if I'll make much of a difference, and it probably will. And that's, they really wanted this paper towel on top of my vegetables. They're like, put that on there, it's gonna help. I'm like, okay. So vegetables, clean vegetables. Again, everything is about purity. These are organic. Want to get as much of the pesticide load off the body. A lot of people think that organic doesn't matter. It really does matter. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the blood work. It was really fascinating. It was something that, I mean, I was pretty well convinced already, even though again, I'm a skeptic, but when it comes to chemicals and pesticides, I've read enough to know that we definitely want to have the cleanest food possible. In fact, they're going to be changing laws because some of this stuff we just know causes cancer. And personally, I think some of the stuff that we don't know, eventually we'll find out it does also. So that's just my personal, again, opinion. I'm certainly not giving you any medical advice. Please consult your physician about what vegetables you should buy and whether you should care if they have pesticides in them or not. But anyway, I'm not down with the chemicals. I'm down with nature. I think nature tends to do things typically better than humans with their chemicals. So this is what I mean about purity. I'm going to try to find the cleanest veggies. And you know what? I'm going to throw something special in here today. I'm actually going to throw more than one special ingredient in here today. So you guys are going to get to witness that one. But let's go ahead and go with this right now. So we want the absolute cleanest vegetables. They're really good source of fiber. They're really good source of, well, let's see here. They actually have the nutritional content here. Wow, a good source of vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, iron. And, obviously they have chlorophyll naturally in there. Fiber and no cholesterol, no sugar, duh, right? But veggies, guys, they just feel good on the body, especially water. What I'm trying to tell you by water, this is one of the secrets that I've discovered to help. One is the purity. And you're like, okay, so yeah, it's important for things to be pure. We get it, hydrogen man. But the other thing let's see here. The fiber from these fruits and vegetables is something that a lot of people don't talk about, even though there's actually extremely good data showing how important. And I mean, my question is, why does the human body, I mean, the secrets to health are one, water content. So if you'll notice, you'll see a lot of water in the foods that I'm putting. You'll also notice that the foods that I'm putting in do not have any other ingredients. It's just the actual raw food. So it's just like, oh, spinach, arugula, or whatever. It's just carrots. It's just not going to be anything particularly fancy or weird. It's just simple. But it's not as simple as you may think. Because these fruits and vegetables, I mean, when I say they're magical, I was trying to explain this to somebody else the other day. I mean, I really mean magical. They do things that science doesn't understand. And we just see the results of it. And, let's see here. Somebody's saying something. Hi, Greg. Getting ready to clean my machine, and I am not sure how to measure out 60 grams of citric acid without have anything to use to measure in metric. Trying to figure out it close to teaspoon measure. It's funny that you mentioned that. I just cleaned my machine. Literally just this morning, I finished up cleaning. I'll show you the spoon that I used, if that helps. Let's see here. let me just do this. This is the spoon. I literally have it sitting right here. I took 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon seemed to work quite good. This is the one. Thanks for all the thumbs up again, guys. That's mighty kind of you. Not only is it free, it shows a little bit of love. So thank you. I mean, yeah, it helps the algorithm and all that wonderful stuff, but I just appreciate it because it shows that you actually care about me trying to help you guys. You know, showing you how I do these things. Because I'm sure you know I don't have to do this. I'm just doing it in the mornings to show you guys what is this I do that has helped my life so much. And obviously people did request this, so that's why I do it. It takes a little longer, but it's okay. Set up the camera or whatever, but it's not that big of a deal. So here we go. Here's all the greens. I always start with the powders first because our foods are deficient. That is the master plan. We put the powder in there and then we put the greens. Always put the greens in after the powder. That's been the order. There is an order to this. If you do it a certain order, it blends really great. If you don't, your blender can just get stuck and then it doesn't go as well. Blah, blah, blah. I already followed my hydrogen protocol, which again, drinking, I did 1 liter this morning. It's usually what I do. 1 liter. 1 liter. All right. Yep. Okay. Okay, the next thing we're going to throw in there, we have a lot of options here. The next one, I tell you what, let's go with the good old reliable that I always do in this order. And that's something that's good for your vascular system, anti-cancerous, even anti-angiogenic, and that's blueberries. And I'm sure we all know that there's even more benefits to that. We've known that, these, especially foods that have these really rich colors, blueberries, beets, there is science to support that. And it's funny because before all the science and all that good stuff, the Japanese have always said in their culture that you need to eat from like the rainbow. They would always talk about the different colors of food and different times in the seasons. I mean, they were really in tune with nature. And I really think that we're very much out of tune with nature these days. We just kind of eat whatever, but I think it's important. Let's see here. I got some really, really magical stuff today. Let's see here. I went grocery shopping, guys. And you know what that means? That means we got a lot of fresh produce today. And I got some special stuff, oh boy, that I want to put in there today. So we're going to go with that. We got a lot of wonderful stuff. And the beautiful thing about, like, when I go buy produce, I tell you, it's just amazing to me that, quote unquote, somebody out there, some of these stores really go through and try to find the best organic, cleanest produce. I just love it. I think it's wonderful. Clean my Lourdes Hydro, that is, yes, Visions of Awakening. Let me know if this was helpful. 1 teaspoon. Teaspoon? Let's see. Tablespoon. I'm sorry, tablespoon. 1 tablespoon. There you go. Okay. Let's keep moving forward, shall we? The next ingredient I'm going to put in is ginger. The magical ingredient I'm going to put in, which I'll do right after the ginger. I'll show you here in a second. I've been fond of it for some time. What I did not realize is, and I didn't put it in there every day or anything, but this particular ingredient I'm about to put in is just recently blown my mind because of something in it, and that is vitamin D. Now, if you know anything about vitamin D, you know how hard, literally borderline impossible. Now think about that. Why would it be impossible, or why is it unlikely to be able to get all your vitamin D from food? I mean, nature, I'll tell you, it put practically everything we need in food. Why vitamin D is not in there? Now, granted, I have my theories, and I guess I could talk about them, but I probably normally wouldn't. I guess if somebody's really interested, they can comment below. But the theme of the day today is purity, guys. Like I said, really clean water, carbon distiller. Cleanest hydrogen, the Lourdes Hydrofix Premium. And when I say clean hydrogen, some people are like, what? They don't realize that hydrogen can be made incorrectly. And this is going to be a topic that nobody will talk about for quite some time. I mean, some people try to say that their stuff makes it pure, but I already know that it doesn't because, of course, this is my personal opinion, but it is based on data. You can't directly electrolyze water, it impurifies it, and that's what a lot of devices do. And then, of course, devices that use chemicals like lye or something, that's just plain silly. Clearly, that's a chemical and very toxic. I have tried those machines, and bleh, just thinking about it makes me want to throw up, actually, because they made me sick. And so, and then you have things like, hydrogen pills, which I don't personally use either because I'm all about purity. And I personally have seen, I can't say what else. I guess I could, but I don't want to throw anybody in the bus, under the bus. I don't want to throw anybody in the bus, no, under the bus. So that's just, I do it for reasons, certain reasons. And for me, again, it's all about purity. Okay, raisins soaked in hydrogen water. Here we go. We're going to add those today, a little natural boron in there. That's nice. And then we got walnuts, anti-cancerous. If you were to read the studies on walnuts, plus they're creamy, they're rich in nutrients, and as people are always bugging me about protein, believe me when I tell you, just about everything I'm putting in here has protein. In fact, even the greens have protein. And so what's important is the quality and type of protein. That's my honest opinion. And I like to get my protein from nuts, seeds, beans, fruits, vegetables, that kind of thing. But mostly I follow the nutrient content's important, but I actually mostly follow what they do for the human body, whether it's the fiber, whether it's some type of special phytonutrient, just some special stuff, And I'll tell you, I got a full refrigerator, guys, full of goodies, and I like it. Okay, this is one of the magic ingredients today. This is the one that has vitamin D in it naturally. Look at these beautiful leaves, and those are the leaves of beets. These are the leaves of success, guys. Success for your health. Well, again, personal opinion, right? Some people, believe it or not, have, they bug me, and it's fine. Why is it? They bug me about telling me, they're like, eating vegetables is not good for you. And it's like, okay, that's cool. We can agree to disagree. Go ahead and eat whatever you want. But the data is what I tend to go off of, not opinions. And but long-term data, and that's the difference, guys. That's the thing that I really need to, like, quote unquote, clarify. It's long-term looks very different than short-term, and I'll look at short-term too, by the way, but it's all about the long-term, in my personal opinion. That's going to be the difference. If I could take steroids and have short-term, muscle gain, and your bones get stronger and whatever, all the benefits of using steroids, I'm not going to do it, because have you ever seen the long-term effects of steroids? And that's what I would be worried about. So I'm all about longevity, because I believe that longevity means true health. That's my personal opinion. And it just keeps the blood cleaner. That's the big thing. I'm really, really finicky about that. I cannot begin to explain to you why. Well, unless you guys really wanted to know, but to be honest, I just don't think it's something that would interest anybody. And so I just do it. Okay, we're going to put some of those magic leaves in there. They're the ones that have vitamin D. Can you believe that? Vitamin D in beet leaves. I should see how much, though. I really should research how much. Maybe if I remember by the time I'm done with this smoothie, then maybe we'll do that. Okay, next ingredient. What do we want to do? There is another magic ingredient that I wish to put in here. I'm going to have to make my hydrogen raisins right now. You know that? Because otherwise I'm going to forget. So let's go ahead and do that. My hydrogen machine is good enough there. I guess I could show you. Do you guys want to see how I make hydrogen raisins? If you want to, just comment below and I'll show you, because I don't think I ever show you guys how I do it, but it's pretty simple. Okay. Oh boy, lots of comments here. Very helpful, thank you. Okay. Check out my video 426, by the way. That really shows you how to clean the machine. All the videos that are needed to really understand how to clean the machine properly. It's very important. You do not want to clean it incorrectly. And I think my video does a decent job at really showing you how to do that. Okay, here comes the natural boron, natural sweetness of sun-dried raisins. Gonna prep them for tomorrow. What I mean by water being part of the magic of healing, notice how all these, like this food's dry. That's going to be one of the reasons I'm soaking it in the hydrogen water. That should be good enough for tomorrow. I tried all the food that I'm trying to bring into my system. I want it to bring water. And will I succeed 100% of the time? No. But if I try, I can do at least 90% of the time, and that's a good thing right there. So let's see. Let's see, Greg. Can you see a different inhalation nasal cannula to inhale the hydrogen gas? The one that comes with the device doesn't even go up the nostrils that well. Yeah, because it doesn't have to. They did it because hydrogen just goes up like a balloon. So there's really kind of no need for having it go up, quote unquote, into the nostrils. It can just be, they literally used to have some, they've been updating it over and over because they test so much. And they literally had different kinds that would just sit under the nose. And I even thought like, what, that can't be right, can it? And they're like, yep, we've measured it, and it just goes straight up like a balloon. So they just goes right up into your nose. And if you inhale, actually, these are the old ones. I should probably just add a little water to these. If you really, really want to, you can like take inhales from the nose, and they'll pull the hydrogen literally into the nose too. But I like to use the companies because the company, one of the things I like about this Japanese company is that they measure everything. So that they're the ones who realize, nobody in the world realized this. This is again why they're the number one company in the world when it comes to hydrogen. And by the way, the special ingredient is natto. I'm gonna throw this garbage away. They put this in there with sugar. Can you believe that? Adding sugar to natto. That just completely ruins it. And we're gonna activate the natto. You guys, if you don't know anything about natto, it's a fermented bean, super jam-packed with protein, super filled with vitamin K, a natural statin, which is not a bad thing, especially when you combine it with hydrogen. Has a really wonderful enzyme called nattokinase or nattokinase. I think it's really good for purifying, keeping the blood clean, really good for the gut, which is super important when it comes to your immune system and your health. We're going to be learning more and more about that as the years go by. The Japanese have discovered some amazing things about the gut and bacteria and its effect on health, and it's just absolutely insane. And I wish I could tell you more because there's more, but I can't because we're on YouTube and, well, we do not have freedom of speech, my friends. So I can't tell you. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. The last couple of weeks, let's see, same. You had, Greg, can you use a different, doesn't even go, have you had the same problem? No, like I said, it's fine. I got used to it being short. It's totally fine. The last couple of weeks, I've tried to order the pure and powder product. When I activated my account, I entered Uprising44K as my referral code. Oh, thank you. When I added the powder to my cart, it gives you a $50 discount, but when I check out, it removes it and charges me. What? You can call. I contacted customer service through an email. Since no one would answer the phone, they said their website issues. Tried again today, still not able to order with the discount code. Other people may be having the same issue. Thanks for letting me know. I could give you my contacts number from the company. There is a guy who's been extremely helpful, always available, and I could probably give that to you when I'm done with the smoothie. So if you want to wait for that, or you can email me, and I can email you his name and number because I just don't have it memorized. And my email is uprising144k@gmail.com. But thank you so much for trying to use the discount code. But also, it really is a good discount code. $50 off. It's like, shoot, are you kidding? I'll definitely do it. In fact, I'm happy to use my own discount code. $50 off. It's a good discount. So this is how you activate the natto. Some people think, oh, that's baloney. Nope, it's not baloney. There's definitely scientific data. This is why they did the studies on it. And the Japanese have done so many studies on natto. The health benefits are just ridiculous, even to the point where they found out that it oxygenates cancer cells, which is not good for the cancer, and just super amazing stuff. And a lot of sustenance is the part that's really nice because it fills you up and it happens to be good for you. And that's, I think, really the goal sometimes. We just don't want to feel hungry. We want to be filled up, we want to be satisfied. The data showed to stir it 100 times. Minimum, though, which means that you could go over 100 times. Look how foamy it's getting. You can see it's activating it for sure. And when you activate it, it gets more and more slimy. And I just love this stuff. Look at this. Put it in there with some beet leaves. You know, today, I only put one banana usually. And I think I might have some that are about to go bad. So I might have to throw that in there. By the way, I'll read more of your comments in a second. Gotta keep moving. Ooh, look at that banana. Yeah, it's a good banana. Yeah, sometimes when I go get organic produce, some of the places that I go to, they start putting them in special baskets when they're going bad, and they give you a discount. And I'm like, woohoo, look at that. I get a discount. And it's all organic produce. That's what I love about some of the places. Not every place I go to, but okay. So now we really need to add some water. As you guys can probably imagine, you can do clean water. You can do hydrogen water. I'm going to do a little bit of hydrogen water. If you have it at your disposal, which I do at this time. So there we go. Gotta love that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna add the minerals now. Normally I add them at the end, but this looks like a good opportunity. So I'm gonna put about, I don't know how many I put in there, but probably 40. And they remove the salt out of them, which actually I appreciate. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Martha says, hi, Checkmate Supreme. I called our local medical supply and purchased from them better ones. Maybe this will help you. They were only $4 each. Yeah, and that's because they are, see, this is the thing that I guess people don't understand about the hydrogen inhalation thing. So the Japanese discovered upon measuring hydrogen, because see, they don't measure the production of the machine. They don't measure, there's just silly things that they don't measure. What they measure is exactly what you're getting at the tip of your nose when you have the cannula on. So they measured the tip of the cannula, and they discovered that the hydrogen is so tiny that it's literally not really making it to the nose area very well. And so what they did is they had to make a special cannula. So those cannulas are not normal. That's the reason that they're kind of spendy. I had that same exact question, and I contacted the company, and basically, they are made by a special company. It's a Japanese company. Well, everybody knows the company probably. It's called Yamaha. They had to get Yamaha to do it, and it was an interesting story. Something to do with like a motorcycle that they were developing that runs on hydrogen or something, and they needed to have this kind of special tubing. And they discovered also that they were losing hydrogen through the tubing, and they had to develop this special one, which of course is not cheap. But this is my point: is you want to make sure that things work. And especially with hydrogen, there's too much, in my personal opinion, nonsense out there when it comes to hydrogen. Just people just saying so many things that aren't accurate or showing you the incorrect ways to make it and whatever, right? It's important that if you're going to use it, that you're getting the right amounts. That's why this particular machine that I like is lab tested and certified, every single one of them, not just like one. Every single model they sell, it's unbelievable. Nobody does that, and these guys are just apparently extremely passionate about hydrogen, which I love and I'm grateful for. One of the other reasons I like these guys. You've got to go with the best when it comes to certain things, and water and hydrogen are two of those things on the list that are extremely important to get right. So that's why I would use their equipment and not use equipment from, special cannulas. They're just so cheap, and I know that they're just not the right material and everything that I've learned. So hopefully that helps you guys. Okay, so we just put some beets in there. Clearly beets are pretty magical too. Okay, one of my more favorite ingredients. Let's go with celery. And you know what? I tell you what. Um, what do I use for vitamin D? You're about to see, my friends. I'm about to show you because this smoothie is the ultimate nutrient multivitamin that I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that because I created it. It's just because I've tried so many things and eventually I created this. And doing the blood work, it was just unbelievable, really. It just took everything to a whole other level in my life. And I was doing some pretty bonkers things trying to get healthy when I was so sick and basically dying. And not everything worked as good as I thought it would. And I spent way too much money. Just because you spend more money doesn't mean you're going to get better results. Let me just tell you that. It's one of the reasons that I was able to create something so simple that is really not super expensive. You know, super clean water, the hydrogen machine, which lasts such a long time that, you know, yes, it's an initial expense, but as long as you take care of that thing, it'll just keep running and running for many years. And basically a Toyota of hydrogen machines. I've seen many out there and they always end up having problems. That's one thing I learned about hydrogen machines that really shocked me. I did not realize how unreliable most of them are. And, you know, anywhere between a 1 year, 2 year, maybe even 3 year life, but they will not go years and years. The Japanese, what's one thing I was so grateful this company did too, they did all these stress tests and they wanted their machine to just be extremely reliable so you don't ever have to buy another one. And I always appreciate when companies try to make a very reliable product, kind of like their cars. Everybody knows Japanese cars are probably the most reliable cars on the planet, but it always comes down to models. But yes, Japanese are big on things working right, and I love when things work right. Probably like most people. Let's see. Okay, so that's celery. I'm about to show you how we make all the other nutrients be in the food because we're gonna need them. All right, this one is one of our last ingredients. Let's see, am I a little low on little hydrogen water there? I am. Oh, I do not like these, but I'm gonna have to. I can tell that this thing's gonna need a little work today. Sometimes they just kind of get stuff on them and it takes a little bit. I'm gonna pour a little more hydrogen water in this guy. Little more hydrogen water. I did not have to truck it up here today. Today, I just brought up my machine. I'll start showing you guys probably by tomorrow the full protocol. I'm going to be doing my hydrogen protocol upstairs along with this whole smoothie video, which means it's going to be even a longer video, but if that's what people have been wanting to see, so I will show it to you. I don't know how long I'll be doing it. I'm not going to be doing it forever or anything, but so you're going to want to catch that tomorrow. But this smoothie today is looking pretty good. Look at the size of this carrot. This thing is awesome. Carrots are so good for you. Well, like most fruits and vegetables. But it's very important the purity of carrots more than other ones. Whenever something's a root vegetable, it's so extremely important that it's organic. And I know that all the food is deficient regardless. And when I say it's deficient regardless, that's the whole purpose for adding. See how much work this is? Because this carrot was looking kind of old, but I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to just get some of the spots. But I like to leave as much skin as I can, believe it or not, because there's certain enzymes and nutrients within the skin that sometimes aren't within the food itself. And so I do the best I can, but when it doesn't look good, I have to take it off. Okay, somebody, it's funny, somebody was asking me, what kind of scissors are those? And I was thinking, well, nothing particularly special, but let's see the answer to their question. KitchenAid. Just KitchenAid scissors, nothing particularly fancy or special. I do not know how I started using them like this, the way that I do, but somehow it just happened. I think I was trying to avoid having more dishes, but to be honest, they're actually just more convenient for me to do it this way. I don't know if I recommend everybody to do it the way that I'm doing it, because maybe you could cut yourself. You need strong fingers. I'll tell you one thing, when I was sick, I had so much pain in my joints, I could have never done this. I could have never used those scissors like that. Okay, look at that. That looks pretty full to me. Boy, I can either throw another carrot in there or I can throw another banana. Normally I would do a carrot, but I do have bananas going bad. And bananas with that raw cacao I put in there taste all chocolatey and deliciousness. And I'm going to put a little bit of my hydrogen chia seeds in here. Again, more protein, omegas, lots of fiber, crucially important, and minerals, which is more important than you realize. You have to have minerals. I have a whole theory about how this hydrogen works with all the minerals and whatever. But I am debating what I'm going to do here, and I'm looking like it's going to be a banana. Why not, guys? Let's go with banana. Which one? Which one? I'm going to go with this one. Okay, these guys are going kind of bad, so let's use it. And the other banana was a little small, so we'll do 2 of them today. And then I'll sit down and answer your questions here and show you how we put vitamin D. Somebody was asking about that because you're definitely just never going to get enough from your food. It's just the way it is. Even the purine powder, as amazing as it is, and I love that powder and everything's food, it does not have vitamin D. And they fortified in foods. I'm not super crazy about when they fortify foods, but it's okay. But I'll show you how I personally do it. And that was one of the nutrients that, when the doctor called me about my blood work, and they were pretty impressed. That's why they called. They wanted to know what I was doing. One of the big things was my vitamin D levels. And they were like, wow, how are you doing that? Quote unquote, the way you eat. Let's add just a tiny bit more water. And I'm going to put hydrogen water, obviously. That's extremely clean. If you don't have access to it, just do clean water because not everybody has a hydrogen machine. Of course, if you don't have the cleanest water, then you just add what you can. You just do the best you can, but just remember, you're going to get best results when you have the best. And that's my personal opinion. Okay, I'm going to make some noise by blending this up, dump the compost, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to add special ingredients to this whole thing and make it all work. Okay. Then we will see about some questions. All right. Absolutely got to have my morning breakfast. I can feel myself waking up already. I can feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Love is all. I'm going to stop it periodically. Let all the vegetables and fruits soak to the bottom for a second so they can get chopped up again. There we go. And this too. For those who are watching. Okay, and I'm going to let it settle down again, and I'm going to cut these with a little bit of hydrogen water. Now, this part's important. You cannot be cutting it with, I don't recommend, there's a lot of hydrogen that I don't recommend out there, but I would never cut it if it was like Kangen water, anything that manipulates the pH, or anything with Brown's gas or lye. I would never, or even the pills, that would be silly. I would never cut it with those. It has to be pH neutral. It has to be extremely clean when you're combining with your food. Okay, magic ingredients coming right up. Here we go. Okay. Oh. Okay. I think it's almost ready. I actually think it probably needs a little more, but let's just try and see what happens. Let's just see if it's all smoothied up. Sometimes it has chunks. Ooh, it's quite full. Okay, let's go. See how smooth it comes out. Ooh, it's coming out very smooth today. Okay, that was enough. Okay, so this is the secret. Somebody was asking about vitamin D. Most of my nutrients I really like combined with fibers from fruits and vegetables because it kind of mimics nature, because that's how nature does it. You know, these fruits and vegetables having all the minerals and nutrients. That's why I added minerals. But look at this. This is probably the most important ingredient that we're going to put in here today. Well, there's a lot of important ingredients. Okay, don't get me wrong, but This one is important because you can't get it from food and we have to find a way to get it. And somebody was just asking about it, and that is D3 with K2 in its ionic form. Ionic is going to be second best. Best is always food, of course. And the purity of the products is important to me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put 1, 2. I have a hard time believing this, but according to this bottle, 5 drops is 5,000 IUs. I don't know. I have a very hard time believing it, but hey, that's accurate. Putting 5 to 6 drops in there. This particular ingredient is important. You don't have to use it. If you have the money to do so, awesome. That I did put in here, the raisins, because it's boron, and I'm getting it in ionic form again, second best. Boron is good for muscles, bones, brain function, anybody with Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that. However, it's also good for sex hormones of all things. Can you believe that? And look, I'm almost out again. And when I say sex hormones, we're talking about estrogen, testosterone, for male and female. It doesn't really matter. It's good for both of them. See, clean water is good for both men and women. Clean food is good for men and women. Boron is good for men and women. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't matter. We're all human. Pretty much need the same thing. And it doesn't matter what you identify as. It's going to be good for you. You're going to need your vitamin D. You're going to need whatever. All right. So you're going to need your nutrients, guys. And this is chlorophyll. Now, this one, not totally necessary. It was a gift. Somebody gave it to me. And I will say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am actually enjoying it way more than I thought I would. And it's so condensed and rich that, boy, that bottle seems to last forever. It's the boron that goes through fast. Okay, and that's how I added to my smoothie right there. And I did it halfway. And I have 2 more magic ingredients. And this thing will be ready to drink up. And I am very much looking forward to it because my hydrogen has definitely gone through me already. I like to drink it empty stomach, get the most out of it. And you got to wait 20, 30 minutes, which I'm pretty certain that I have. And then the last, well, there's 2 magic ingredients at the end. It's not totally necessary. Oh, no. Oh, see, this is exactly why I have to be more organized in my kitchen, because I just realized I missed an ingredient. And it's an ingredient I really wanted to add, and I just bought it yesterday, and I'm flax seeds, guys. Flax seeds. Gosh dang it. What do we do? I know what I'll do. I'll just use it tomorrow. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I know I could add more to the blender and blend more up, but that's okay. I'll just do it tomorrow. Okay, this one's pretty amazing though, right here. Hemp hearts. Best balance of omega-3s and 6s. Super good balance. And look at the nutritional content on it. It is nuts. And it literally has nothing in it other than just hemp hearts. That's how nutritional these things are. It's amazing that the cannabis plant or hemp plant or whatever, marijuana plant, whatever, is amazing that it produces this stuff for us. It does not get you all high and loopy. It's just pure deliciousness because it actually tastes really good too and happens to be good for you. Now, the last magic ingredient, now that we've gone through this whole thing, let me show you, because nobody really does it. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you do it the right way, like a lot of the things that I'm doing here. But let's just show you what we're doing here. Okay. This is the last magic ingredient. That is hydrogen. Yum, yum, yum. Oh boy. My hydrogen machine's in the way here. I can't even put my camera out. Which is not good, because then I can't see your questions. So hold on one second. Let me move it. There we go. Okay, now I can reach the screen. Answer some of your questions. All right. Let's answer people's questions, shall we? While I enjoy my super multi-nutrient vitamin smoothie. Oh, I guess that's interesting name. And you know what? I might look up those benefits of raw cacao, but for now, we're going to answer some of your questions. So this is a really good time. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Delicious. Okay. Checkmate says, thanks, I will check that out. Fred here. Not sure why my name is not showing up. Hey, Fred. That's weird. I don't know either, buddy. Bulky Pug says, natto is the next thing on my list. Someone around here must carry it. I would only assume so. This came out good today. Boy, those bananas and everything. Ski Coacher, thank you, Greg. I would appreciate the contact number for Purium. Oh, okay, let me just do that right now. Let's see here. Tell you what, just email me, because it's on my phone. I'm using my phone right now. Email me, and I'll send it to you, and he will help you. He's so good. He's really on the ball, so. What do you use for vitamin D? I think you just saw that. And it's ionic form with K2. I put it in here. I have videos about it too with links. Ski Coacher. Bulky Pug. The natto is a great addition. It makes the smoothie really creamy. Plus all the great nutrition, absolutely. Okay, Fred says, Abby, you will see him add drops in a jar and trace minerals. Also, the beet leaves have vitamin D. Yeah, let's see how much vitamin D. That's what I wanted to see. I want to know how much vitamin D is in it. Huh. Let's see. I don't know if I can find the right levels. We'll go over that in a second. Oh, about vitamin D and beet greens. Let's see here. There is, vitamin D is different to other nutrients in the body, blah, blah, blah. Boy, it's a long article. Oh, they have a calculation tool. Interesting. Depending on the amount, I didn't measure how many beet leaves, but interesting. Okay, how many grams do you think? I don't know. Wow. How many grams? Let's go with, interesting. Sorry to take so long here. I'm trying to find out how much vitamin D is in this stuff. Ah, that's gonna take a while. Okay. Martha says, Ski Coacher, hi. I even use natto on some of our soaps we make. Really? Really? Let me see, is that real? Natto soap? Hand blended using saponified oils of coconut, olive, rice bran, blah, 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 sweet potato, manuka. Natto soap. Soap made from natto. What? Interesting. Natto soap bar. What? I laugh because you know what natto smells like? That's like having like kimchi soap or sauerkraut soap. But amazing, that's interesting. Have to look more into that. It's awesome. Okay, Jay Grace says, good morning, Greg. Let's talk like Jay Grace. Am wondering whether after inhaling hydrogen air for an hour, is it beneficial to drink that water? Or is it recommended to start over? Oh, you can drink that water. It'll have a little lower level of hydrogen, but not much lower See, I'm inhaling right now. By the time, well, if you do it for 1 hour, it's probably fully saturated. So yeah, you could totally drink it if you wanted to. You don't have to start over. Just make sure your pitcher's full of the water when you're inhaling it. Okay, Ski Coacher says, I like using scissors in the kitchen. Shears too. I've wondered the brand you use as well. Yours are nicer than mine. I'll be picking up a KitchenAid. There you go. Agneta, what did you take that worked good for building muscle? All the nutrients, but ultimately the last ingredient that's worked really good has been boron. Boron has been really good for the testosterone and building of muscle. I almost literally like do almost no exercise. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't. I created a little, I call it my 3-minute workout. It might have turned into a little 5-minute workout. And then I just go for walks and stretch. I don't do a ton these days. Maybe I will more in the future. I've been trying different things. So, you know, and sometimes my weight fluctuates because I try different things. And when I was doing a lot of fasting, I was getting really thin. Which, I mean, it doesn't look that good, but it's not the worst thing for you. But interesting, natto soap. Okay. Let's see, I'm still like trying to figure out this whole vitamin D thing. Oh, so delicious. Okay, and when I was talking about purity and how important purity is, when you're able to move your bowels, which you require a massive amount of fiber to do that, and I believe that fiber is really good for pulling garbage out of the body, including possibly heavy metals. Let me just verify that. Does fiber help? Okay, let's see. It appears that fiber-rich foods, basically fruits, vegetables, even grains, may actually help remove heavy metals from the body. This was research has found also, so research has shown that lots of fiber has actually reduced, for example, mercury levels in the brain. Holy smokes. And the blood. Guys, do you understand how big this is, especially for dementia and Alzheimer's? You need so much fiber. This is why I make this thing. All this clean hydrogen water helps remove all this crap out of your body too, neutralize free radicals. Remember, there's no medical advice or medical claims, but those are all my personal opinions. And then you combine this with it. My gosh, we're talking a powerhouse for health. All right. So delicious. Gosh, this tastes so good today. So yes, fiber is extremely important. I think we know that. And I think it really helps detox the body. And it's just so, gosh, it's so delicious though. This really works. I gotta say, this just, when I say works, I mean like flavorly. It tastes so good. Why does it taste so good today? It couldn't just be an extra banana. Okay, Fred says, thanks, Greg. We really appreciate you. Oh, thank you, guys. That's very kind. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Agneta, blueberries, heavy metal in brain. Well, sure. I mean, blueberries are part of fruits and vegetables, but let's Google that and see if there's anything specific. Blueberry for heavy metals. Let's see here. These rich berries contain phytonutrients with detoxifying effects and powerful antioxidants, that's why I like to use them, which help restore all possible damage caused by the removal of oxidized heavy metals. While blueberries help both stop both dementia and Alzheimer's. Boom, I remember that. I forgot about that. As they are also caused by heavy metals. See, this is why I think this works. I'm telling you guys, it's from the hydrogen water, clean water, proper amount of water being drank, and these smoothies, and all your nutrients. Like, it's so simple. Health could be potentially so simple. And affordable. Oh yes. Some people do wild blueberry powder for cleansing the body of heavy metals. Deliciousness. You guys want to know? Let's see here. Oh, they're so delicious. Gosh, this tastes so good. I don't know why I'm liking it so much today. You guys want to know health benefits of blueberries? I feel like we've gone over this one, but blueberries are so delicious too. And luckily they're affordable. How about 10 proven? So they actually have been proven health benefits of blueberries. So I gotta show you what's actually been proven. Well, now they says they may help lower blood pressure, prevent heart disease, improve memory, aid in exercise recovery, and more. They're sweet, they're nutritious, they're basically called a superfood, low in calories. See, I'm always going for low calories, but high nutrient content. And fruits and vegetables tend to fit that. I inhale the hydrogen while I'm at it too, just in case. Well, I think it helps with a lot of things, especially open up those ghost veins and getting all those nutrients in every part of the body. So blueberries are low caloric, but they're high in nutrients. And so let's see here. Oh, they're such a beautiful color. It is closely related with cranberries and huckleberries. Hey, I'm here, huckleberry. Blueberries are small, okay. Yum, yum, yum. 2 most common types, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wow, they got a lot of fiber, a lot of vitamin C. I'll tell you one thing, I get enough vitamin C. Everything I read that I eat has vitamin C in it, it seems. Vitamin K, that is like really an important nutrient. Normally quite hard to get actually, so I'm kind of surprised it's in blueberries. Manganese, small amounts of various other nutrients. They are also 85% water. Like I've been telling you guys, one of the secrets that I swear like nobody talks about it. No physician, no YouTuber that is a health person. Food that is rich in water content. And blueberries are 85% water. Boom. Yummy. Let's see. They're an excellent source of several important nutrients, clearly. What else? Blueberries are one of the best antioxidant foods there is, which protects you from free radicals, obviously, which are unstable molecules that can damage cells and contribute to aging and disease and things like cancer. Blueberries are believed to have one of the highest antioxidant levels of all common fruits and vegetables. I will say pumpkins and carrots, I believe, are extremely high too. Maybe we can look at the list of who has the highest antioxidants. But the main antioxidant compound in blueberries belongs to the polyphenol antioxidants called flavonoids. And see, this is what I think these companies do, by the way. And I'm not trying to throw any company under the bus, so we're not naming anybody, but they try to find one thing, like, oh, polyphenols. And then they try to make some supplement and they try to sell it to people. And then you end up with a cupboard full of crap that is all put into a pill and probably shouldn't be that way. I like to keep things super, super simple, you know? Yummy, yummy. Okay, let's grab a little more. Good stuff. Good. Okay. Have a little more. Excuse me, moi, Jimmy. Okay. And then we'll answer a few more questions here. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Okay, let's see here. Back to inhaling my hydrogen. Oh yes. Okay, let's see here. Agneta says, what do you think about colloidal silver, aluminum, or what, or was it mercury? Colloidal silver, I actually answered this question yesterday. I don't know if it was you who asked it, but basically, I think it's a good tool. I don't think it should be overused, but it's nothing that's going to change your whole life dramatically, like super clean water, right foods, you know, stuff like that. And then Huss says, is that before and after thumbnail photoshopped? Yeah, it is. That was an AI app. Now I do have some real pictures, and to be honest, I've been just too embarrassed to post them. I could post them. You can see what I really looked like before, and it was not good. It's really bad. But that particular app just showed the picture if I continue to live basically the way that I'd been living. And yeah, I was definitely gonna, that's what I would look like by now. And it's, I think, quite accurate actually, unfortunately. It is not very, very, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Agneta, when it is much water, it helps saturate the body. Yep, hydration is important, but all things in balance in life, of course. Okay, Huss says, no hate, sir. Out of curiosity, how come you don't eat meat, eggs, or fish? Or dairy, by the way. For many reasons. So a lot of people, you might want to do the research on this. And look, I can just pull it up and show you, but I'm already well aware of it. Okay, IGF-1 and cancer. So for example, there's been studies where research found where women with IGF-1 concentrations in the top 20% had an increased chance of developing breast cancer compared to those with the bottom 20%. After adjustments, those factors could affect blah, blah, blah. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Age, obviously, all these different things play a role. But what I'm really trying to get here, because there was a study of, here it is, 400,000 confirms, here we go, University of Oxford. Basically, we've confirmed that higher levels of IGF-1 immediately put you at a high risk for certain types of cancer. But it's not just that. We've also found out that IGF-1 appears to actually cause cancer to metastasize. Let's see, this is from the National Institute of Health. So I've already read a lot of this stuff. This is why I chose to eat the way that I do, because IGF-1 comes from meat, seafood, dairy, and eggs. And that's not the only thing. That is just part of it. Let's see, the IGF-1 appears to be correlated with breast cancer, colorectal cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer, second primary cancer. So the other reason I don't like to eat those foods very often, I'll do it once in a while, like I had fish the other day. Seafood, I would have probably made some exceptions, except it's so polluted these days. You can read a report out of UCLA, unbelievable. I mean, I just couldn't believe it, but it was a legitimate study, so I believe it. And I've known people personally, you know. I've known people personally who tried to eat a lot of seafood, and I can tell you that very quickly they start testing positive for heavy metals, which attracts parasites and all sorts of problems. Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons that I don't do it. Once in a while, I'll have eggs though too. I think on average, and think about a whole year, but on average, I probably eat, let me think, probably something in the neighborhood of about 6 eggs a year. And then fish, I'll probably have fish like 3-4 times a year. You know, stuff like that. You said if I don't eat meat, your nervous system feels wrecked. Yeah, sometimes you have to. The thing I've discovered about people who try to not eat those type of foods, like myself, most people just don't know how to do it right. So they don't know how to get all their nutrients. They just don't know how. And this is why I invented the smoothie, to really simplify it. And you can only know truly with blood work, which I've been doing a lot of blood work throughout the years to make sure that what I'm doing is working. That's why I add the powders. And your body needs to get acclimated to it, because here's the problem with consuming foods that have hormone in them. Because by the way, that's by the way what IGF-1 is. It's a growth factor. And, you know, it's a hormone. And it's found naturally in your blood. And the issue is when you bring in hormones into your body, so if you eat, again, meat all the time, dairy all the time, like all these foods that have natural hormone, what happens is your body will literally have to adapt to that. And think about what happens when you put hormones in your body. So like, for example, if you really want to understand, do you know what happens if you put steroids in your body? Because by the way, that's a hormone, like testosterone. You know what your body does? It gets very interesting, because look, and I'm going to show you a visual here. Let's say this is where your testosterone naturally is. And let's say you take extra, because, you know, some people want to get all big and strong or feel younger and whatever. So you pump a bunch into you. Your body is producing this much, and now you're putting this much in. Your body will adapt immediately and literally stop its production of testosterone, thinking, well, look, we got so much, I don't need to make any more. And so now your body's not making it. This is why people like bodybuilders who used to do a lot of steroids, it's kind of weird, but their testicles would shrivel up. They would shrivel up because that's where you're producing the majority of your testosterone. And then people would make jokes about that and stuff, you know? And so when you stop taking it, the problem is that you'll have a plummet and you'll go down below where you normally used to be, because your body's now like, oh, now it's too low. Let's start production again. And it's a problem. So what I tried to develop and do, and I'm surprised how good it's worked, but I've been doing this for years. Yeah, and a lot of people are taking TRT these days. I know. Believe me, I'm aware of it. I know what's going on. This is why I've worked on trying to improve it naturally with like the boron, the nutrients, and certain exercises. That's why the walking, and I do these little squats that only take me like literally like 2 or 3 minutes. I should be doing more, and I probably will be in the future. But what I'm trying to say is the more you take in food with rich in hormone, the less your body has the ability, in my personal opinion, to make the hormones that it needs naturally. Kind of like, for example, like even glutathione. I don't supplement glutathione. Your body makes the best glutathione. So I'd rather give my body the nutrients it needs to produce its own. That's been my theory. And a lot of it is based on data. So, and then of course, if you read a lot about IGF-1, not only the correlation to cancer, but what you're ultimately going to find, which is really crazy, it's some of the newer data, is that it appears to cause the cancer to spread. We've always thought about sugar. It looks like IGF-1 is the real, major culprit. It's one of the reasons that they give people, and it's no good, I don't agree with it, but people with cancer, they'll give them things that will block their testosterone or block their estrogen, their hormones. And then yet they probably continue to consume them though, in foods. There was a doctor, I don't know if you guys heard this story, there was a doctor who had brain cancer. They told him he only had months to live. He went completely, basically the kind of lifestyle that I live, and he ended up living for like 16 years. And he completely stopped all meat, all seafood, all dairy, all eggs. But they are rich in nutrients, those foods, and I think once in a while, now this is another interesting thing. There was a study done where if you only eat the way that I'm eating, lots of vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, beans, and once in a while, you'll have an egg or a fish, like once in a while, not on the regular, your body would not have the same effect as far as negative effect, which is really interesting. And I found this super interesting, and it actually had to do with the microbiome. And it's actually our gut bacteria that is responsible for a lot of negative things or positive things that happen to us based on what we're eating. So it's all very interesting. And I use all the data to create my protocols. And obviously I've been doing the blood work and, to make sure that it's working. So thanks for the question, Huss. DJ2 says, how many meals a day do you have? Well, I know everybody's really big on this whole 1 meal a day and stuff. You guys really need to see the data on that. I've been talking about it for a while. Some people got really mad at some of the stuff I said. And I don't think it's like the worst thing to do in the world, you know, once in a while. But I have my smoothies for breakfast. Later on, like lunchtime or later, I try to have a little bit more of the smoothie that I left over. Because if I don't, I end up just having dinner. So I ended up having 2 meals a day, but I really try to make it 3. It seems to be the right way according to data from Japan. And just to get a little something in me and get nutrients kind of in the middle of the day. Got to get more, everything's about nutrients and no deficiencies, you know. But basically between 2 and 3 is where I'm usually average. Agneta says IJF1, no, it's IGF1, but you're pretty close. Michelle says, thank you so much for what you are doing and doing to share. I believe it was an answer to prayer that I found you. I am so sick and crying out to God, and now I have found direction. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for the kind comment. I really sincerely hope you get better and get on a good protocol. Huss says, if I don't eat meat, fish, or eggs, oh, your nervous system gets wrecked. Whatever works for you, brother. Yeah, it's not just what works for me. It's what the human body wants, you know? It's not like I don't like those foods. You know? And if you're gonna eat those foods, what I would personally do, load up on hydrogen water, empty stomach before the meal. So the hydrogen can protect you from a lot of the stuff in those foods. Plus, they're pretty dirty. That's why I tend not to eat a lot of them. And when I say dirty, I'm talking about parasites, worms, and even superbugs. There's data on this already. We've been giving animals antibiotics and antiparasitics for so long that they're creating superbugs inside animals. And when we eat them, the data shows that within 2 hours, it's already affecting us, which means that sometimes when they're resistant to antibiotics or even certain antiparasitics, even if you get sick and you try to take them, they won't work on you, which is not a good thing. You need things to work when you need them, especially antibiotics. Save your life. Okay, Michelle says, praying God continues to bless and prosper you in spirit and the natural in every way possible that will blow your mind. Oh, Michelle, thank you. I have heard if you eat chlorella timed about 45 minutes before it will bind to any mercury and metals in the fish when you eat it. You know, well, you know, and I've also seen chlorella that I believe tests high in heavy metals, I believe. But don't quote me on that. I mean, I could look it up right now real quick if you really wanted to. But basically, what I would do is just try to have a really clean lifestyle. Lots of clean hydrogen water and lots of fiber, I think you'll take care of heavy metals. And like I said, I try not to eat too much seafood. I love it, but I try not to eat it because of those purposes. But I have little cheat days here and there. Now that I'm feeling better, when I was extremely trying to get healthy, I had to be more strict. But now I can relax a little bit. I do things that I shouldn't sometimes. Like this weekend. Woohoo. Not so bad though. I mean, my cheat days are probably nothing like most people's, but. Okay, Huss says, I want to get blood work done. Yeah, soon. You make sure, Huss, that what you really want to look at, there's a lot of things to look at, but the biggest one is going to be nutritional deficiencies. I saw a physician about nutritional deficiencies, and they were pretty shocked at my results, and they couldn't believe that I wasn't eating meat, eggs, dairy, seafood. They just couldn't believe it. They just were like, that's just not possible. And yet my blood looked better, they said, than any of their patients, and the majority of their patients all ate those foods. So it's all about absorbing the nutrients, keeping the blood clean, all that good stuff. Okay, Huss says a lot of people taking TRT. For people who don't know, that's testosterone replacement therapy. In the short term, it's gonna make you feel fantastic. We'll see how the long term goes. I might take it in, let's see. Let's just see real quick. Long-term effects of TRT. Clinical studies. Look at that. Okay, this is from a laboratory. Interesting. Okay, so here's the one issue with TRT. It is not good for anti-aging. Let's see. Longevity. Remember I told you, it's all about the long term. And when it comes to testosterone, this laboratory has basically seen they do not recommend testosterone for long term. It's like a short term gain, feels awesome, but then, you know, let's see here. Red flag. Okay, let's see. One way to assess, blah, 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 anti-aging, blah, blah, blah. There's a difference between feeling or looking younger and longevity, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if you're actively taking testosterone, which is a growth hormone, they're likely not an expert. After all, growth hormone accelerates aging and increases risk of cancer. And basically, male hormones or androgens like testosterone will most likely shorten your lifespan. However, there are also studies. We can mention the good stuff too. I like always looking at both sides. The benefits of testosterone are, well, you reduce fat mass. So, you know, so you're not as fat. You can get more muscle mass, you know, for people who want to be all big and whatever. Great energy and greater sexual desire. These are only, and by the way, we did the whole libido thing with the boron. I did a whole kind of test on that, and dude, that stuff works. And that's just a mineral, so that's interesting. Let's see. What else? So that's great. These are only short-term aspects to health, not long-term. To that point, many of the benefits of testosterone are based on short-term studies. And this is what I've been trying to explain to you guys. You want to see the difference between short-term and long-term. I'm all about the long-term. You know, I really am. I don't need to, I mean, if you guys really want to know why, then I'll explain it. But otherwise, I feel like it's self-explanatory. Let's see. In the long run, testosterone very likely accelerates aging even when given in small amounts. Wow. And then it goes into the whole, this was a laboratory that did all this stuff. Wow. It says you're basically doing a trade-off between sex and longevity. More sex hormones circulating, blah, 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 will shorten your lifespan. I mean, we could go into, let's see. Well, let's see. Professor Thomas Kirkwood has done extensive evolutionary biology research, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. In other words, invest. You're basically wearing down. Yeah, you're just wearing yourself out faster is what it's basically saying, but. Okay, let's see here. Geez, this is so long. I should read this whole thing. There's a lot to share here, but let's see if I can answer your question, continue to answer your questions here. Huss says, I might take it in my later years. Like, yeah, you know, for me too. Like, once I'm like really old, maybe 70s, 80s, I don't know, when I reach a certain point in my life, and if I have lost so much quality of life, and I know I'm coming to the end, yeah, I might do it then. But there's so many people who are doing it. Even people my age. I have friends. I know people who do it, and I think it's bonkers. And I think it's fine. Whatever somebody wants to do with their life, I'm totally. Whatever you want to do with your body, even if you want to smoke cigarettes and drink Coca-Cola and beer all day, it's like, hey, it's your body. I don't want to be in it. I want to be in a nice, clean, healthy body. So that's why I live the way that I live. And it's all good, right? With the choices we make. Okay, Michelle says, are electrolyte supplements something you do, or does the hydrogen water render that not necessary? Well, for one, electrolytes, I mean, I think, okay, I'm not really like, ooh, it's got to have electrolytes. I'm more on get the proper minerals that my body needs. get the proper nutrients that my body needs, stay well hydrated with super clean water. And the hydrogen appears to actually hydrate you extremely well. It was kind of a whole study on these professional soccer players in Japan. So that's kind of what, I don't specifically try to go and get specific electrolytes, if that's what you're asking. And I don't think it's totally necessary. Remember, I want my health protocol to be as simple as possible with the minimum amount of products. I do not want a million products. I have a machine, well, you can see right here. I got the machine that cleans the water to the highest degree. I have my hydrogen generator that makes both water and gas inhalation. You guys have seen my powders and drops that I use for my smoothies, and that's pretty much it. Other than, I don't use them a lot, but I use these anti-parasitics every once in a while. I've been doing that forever, way before it became popular, but I've been doing it for a while and just trying to keep that really clean diet to not get those parasites and worms in my body. And I have a whole story about that, which I've shared before, but I had some very strange experiences with parasites and worms, and that was something that really changed my outlook on the whole thing. Dramer says, hi. Hi, Dramer. Huss says, what do you consume to meet your B12, folate, and iron requirements? B12 is in so many of the foods I already eat, including the powders that I put in here. That's what I mean, and that's why I have to use the powder. I also put nutritional yeast on my salads, soups, different stuff. That's rich in B12. When I do my blood work, I have them check for all nutritional deficiencies, and my B12s have been really good. My vitamin Ds have been good. Everything has been good. So I'm apparently like the only patient they've ever seen that has no nutritional deficiencies. And I'm not doing anything crazy or out of the ordinary. That's one of the reasons one of the doctors contacted me because of my iron levels. And my iron levels are really, really good. And I could pull up all sorts of stuff like, all these foods that I eat, whether the greens, whether it's the beets, whatever, and the powders that I use. And you'll find that probably a lot of them have iron. I don't specifically have to, let's see. I don't specifically even have to try to, go and pick specific foods, but I'll give you a few examples here. I eat a lot of different nuts. You can see that I put walnuts in the smoothie almost every day. I put sprouted pumpkin seeds and also pistachio nuts and macadamia nuts in my salads basically every single day. And all those apparently, like right here it says, a really good source of iron, for example, is found in nuts. Even in dried fruit, I eat already a lot of fruit. Let's see, well, then they have fortified foods, which I don't, but legumes. So a lot of different beans, chickpeas, lentils, baked beans, mixed beans, legumes. All of those have iron. And I eat beans basically every single day. I bet you natto has iron. Let's see. Does natto have iron? There you go. Tons of it. Okay. So I'm getting my iron also from my natto. See, this is what I mean is like, I don't even have to try to count what foods it's almost, I don't want to say that I feel like it's so simple, but if we can break it all down and complicate it, dark leafy greens such as spinach, beets, broccoli, rich in iron. Tofu, I eat a lot of tofu, which is a bean, also rich in iron. So yes, I'm definitely getting all those requirements. Michelle says, any comments or insights on the current carnivore craze? What is it really doing? Short-term hack, but long-term setup for bad perhaps? In my personal opinion, Michelle, that's correct. Carnivore diet, I think that the only reason that it really works is one, because you're eliminating everything. You're pretty much just eating meat. And that does eliminate it eliminates a sugar, which can look like a gain, but it's short-term gain because of all the hormone, but also the heme iron. So heme iron, for example, in meat, here, let's see. Let's see, we'll just see how heme iron affects the body, because I've seen the data already. That's why I just don't do it, but I'd have to literally go back. And find the information all over again. But okay, so heme iron. And you normally get that, again, from meat. Let's see here. And it becomes part of your hemoglobin, blah, 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 which is responsible for carrying oxygen throughout the body, tissues, organs. Helps your muscle cells store oxygen. So here's the warnings. Let's see. It can cause different disorders like hemochromatosis, hemosiderosis. That kind of sounds like cirrhosis, you know, like a breakdown. Let's see. But here they go into iron supplementation. I don't really want to go into that. Let's see. Okay, heme iron is associated with an increased risk again of several cancers, including colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, and lung cancer. And there's also now evidence that it increases your risk of type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, all associated with heme iron intake. So, National Institute of Health also talks about this. There's so much, and there's so many risks because heme iron promotes oxidative stress. This is why I would use a lot of hydrogen, right? If you're eating like that, which that leads to basically, it can depend, but certain types of cell death. High doses of iron can also lead to peroxidation of lipids, protein modification, and DNA damage. But ultimately, DNA damage is that, I mean, there's just so many negative effects. And that's why I would only do a little bit. I would not do a ton of it. But that's just my opinion. Remember, none of this is medical advice, all right, guys? But yes, I think long-term usage of just meat is going to be bad. The guy that I'm worried about is Jordan Peterson. I know that he feels better, and he says he feels better, and that's great that he feels better. I mean, great, because I know that he's been a very sad person for a long time and whatnot, and I think he's a great guy. But I just hope that guy's not going to have a heart attack or a stroke, or worse. But we'll see what happens with that guy. Viva Las Veggies says, hola. Huz says, what site do you use for your research? All sorts of different sites. There's not just one specific site, but I like to find stuff with good scientific data. I'll answer your questions in a second. Let me get more smoothie. This is just too delicious. Way too delicious. It's a really good smoothie today for some reason. Don't know why. That's because there's a lot of love in it. I just realized I gotta go to it. You know what? Let's see how good this worked, guys. I got this old smoothie from days and days and days ago. I sealed it. Let's see if it still stayed fresh. Let's find out. Right in front of everybody. Ugh, I'm gonna drink this and be like, bah. Whoa, this thing is really on there. Oh, my goodness. This thing goes on there. Okay, let's see here. Let's drink this up. It's kind of scary. Still good. I can't believe this is still good. I don't know how many days that's been in there, but it must be at least 3 or 4. Okay, I gotta go soon, guys, so let me finish these answering your questions and then I gotta roll. DJ says, what's the heaviest you have ever weighed and what is your current weight? The heaviest I ever weighed was about 190 pounds. I'm about 6 feet. And right now, I was weighing 142 pounds not long ago because I was doing a lot of like fasting and things like that. And then I started doing the boron and these little exercises. I wasn't even exercising, so I started doing some exercise. Like I said, I do like a 3 to 5 minute workout, which is so ridiculous, right? 3 to 5 minutes. And now I'm up to about 158, something like that. And I don't know, body fat percentage is about, it fluctuates between 8 and 9%. roughly. Which is probably what's more important, but okay. Dramer, how do you order from the company Trace Minerals? Amazon does not have boron, really, or chlorophyll. Just go to their website. Just Google Concentrace Minerals. I've been trying to talk to the company, but I'm gonna have to keep trying. I need to set up an affiliate program so I can get you guys links and discounts. Splash says, what about mucoid plaque in the intestines, small and large, that collects over the years? What did you work on releasing that? Absolutely. I think you said you did a serious detox before you start hydrogen. Oh, I tried so many detoxes and diets and different things before the hydrogen. Unfortunately, they weren't really, helping much. I think they helped, but I think the combination, obviously, but the most powerful thing, because I've just seen it do things that it still boggles my mind. No matter how all this health stuff, clean water and clean hydrogen has just been the game changer. I've seen people in my own family who do nothing else but that, and the results are just pretty unbelievable. Okay, let's see here. Michelle says, do you have a specific number of videos that show how you do dinner or rest of the day? You know, I don't make videos showing my whole day, but I do have videos where I've shown what I eat. Like, hey, today I'm just eating this, and I'll just kind of share it here and there because, people ask. Do you ever make soups with cooked veggies and spices? Absolutely. Soups, steamed food, boiled food, obviously, raw food, fermented food. No cooking with oil. No fried, stir fried, deep fried, pan fried, nothing. Tell you one thing, I wish I would have been doing this a long time ago when I was 5 years old. Wish I could go back in time and start making smoothies when I'm 5. That would have been awesome. Okay. Well, apparently heme iron increases your risk of stroke too. And inflammation. And insulin resistance. And metabolic syndrome. My goodness. I'm going to stop there because that's just enough. And I'll research. I'm going to keep this one open. I'm going to keep reading about testosterone and how to, using it for long-term its negative effects. That's going to be very interesting. Blueberries. We're talking about blueberries. Let me finish this. Reduces DNA damage. See, that's good stuff where the heme iron actually causes DNA damage. It appears to protect against aging and cancer where the other stuff actually puts you at higher risk. Blueberries protect cholesterol in your blood from becoming damaged. That sounds wonderful. Lowers blood pressure. A lot of people have high blood pressure. Blueberries may help prevent heart disease, one of the #1 killers. Blueberries can help brain function and improve memory. What? I forgot. What did it say? Yeah, I want to improve memory. Let's see. Anthocyanins in blueberries may have anti-diabetic effects. Look at that. Instead of increasing the risk of diabetes, it reduces the risk of diabetes. May help fight urinary tract infections. May reduce muscle damage after strenuous exercise. I should probably do some strenuous exercise. Bottom line, blueberries are good for you guys. What a shocker, huh? Fruits and vegetables are good for you. Didn't we know this forever ago? Okay. No GI jab, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What did I just say? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop with the vitamin D research. And, okay, I think we're good. I'll let you guys go here real soon. Oh, somebody commented again. Let's see here. Do you have a specific number? Do you ever make soups with cooked veggies and spices? Oh, yes. No coconut milk or cream. Yes, sometimes coconut cream. Not very often, but I do love me some coconut cream, especially with curry. Once in a while, it's nice with something. I used to do desserts with it, but yes, coconut cream. I absolutely love this stuff. Don't buy it a lot. It's a little spendy. And I like to get 100% pure coconut cream. I don't like any other ingredients in it really. Blah, 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 blah. Ali says, I just left you a message on Inspired channel in the comments. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Ali. And Michelle says, any studies in hydrogen water enemas? Actually, I don't think there is, but I don't think it's necessary. Just drink a lot of the water, inhale the gas, saturate your blood. I do think it'd be interesting for enemas, but I think that'd be really tricky. You're gonna have to somehow get the hydrogen water and pour it in there real quick. But I mean, you could try. Let us know. Let us know how that works. Okay, guys. Actually, you know what? If you want to see me seal up a jar, I'm gonna seal up a jar. You guys want to see that? You know what? Let's do that. Okay. I know I gotta go, but I gotta seal up this jar. Otherwise, it's gonna go bad. Okay. I'll just drive a little faster. I do not recommend driving fast. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So what I do is I pour this magical smoothie. Oop. And see, I don't want to fill it up all the way. I made that mistake last time. You fill it up all the way and it causes problems. Okay, now, because I don't want to waste anything, let's use up the rest of this. Unless, let's see, hold on. Okay, let's see here. I do not want to waste anything. If you guys have learned about the way that I do things, I do not like to waste any wonderful, clean, organic vegetables or the powders that I use that people made such an effort to create. Even though you pay for them, it still doesn't mean that I could be like, oh, I'm just going to waste because, hey, I paid for it. That's not really the point for me. Now, that's just my opinion. My perspective doesn't mean you have to agree, but that's just me. So, okay, so in order not to waste, I feel like I need a better spatula. This one's not bad. I feel like they need to develop a smoothie container that is easier to scrape. Don't know why it has so many corners, unless it's there by design. But I'm gonna show you how to preserve the smoothies, because some people say they don't have time. They say, I don't have time to make the smoothies all the time. So they wanna make smoothies like enough for like 3 days. You could probably make smoothies twice a week and preserve them the way I'm about to show you how to preserve the smoothie. And then you can just make them twice a week and you can have all the smoothies for breakfast and lunch. And it's all about nutrients. You know, the funny thing is, I'll eat my dinners and I know they have nutrients in them. But the truth is, it's my smoothie that I really consider my multi-nutrient, multivitamin, whatever you want to call it. Without my smoothie, I think I would be nutritionally in trouble. Absolutely would be in trouble. Okay. Okay, let's show you how to seal one of these guys, okay? This is just, I'll be drinking this a little later, so I'm not gonna seal it. I'm gonna seal this one because this one's gotta last me a while. So let's show you how I do it. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, it's gonna be a tough angle because my phone's plugged in because the battery. Okay, let's just try to do this though. So what I do is I grab this guy, see if you can see it here. Plug it in. Okay, what I do, I just take one of these lids, put it on, and turn it. And it just runs automatically and seals it. Vitamix has a special inexpensive tool to scrape around the blades. Really? I would like to know that. Okay, so it stopped automatically. Let's see if it's sealed up. Oh yes. So now we're good to go. Nice and preserved. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you guys. Oh wait, somebody has some last questions. Alright. And then I gotta go. Okay, let's see here. Any studies on hydrogen water? Okay, Michelle says, sorry, I know you have to go. Question for next time. Have you heard of the aftermarket attachment that turns the Vitamix into a vacuum blender? No, I have not heard of it, but I'd be open to it. Vitamix has a special inexpensive tool that scrapes around the blades. Really? I gotta check that out. Just add a bit of water, I do, after you get most of it out and turn the machine on. Oh, there you go. Then that's a good idea. Thanks for that, Splash. All right, guys, thank you so much. These are all great ideas. I'm glad that we were able to share them and help each other find the way to greater health and happiness. Okay, guys.